Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the book Refuge and welcome to my third reading vlog in my series about rereading my favorite books of 2021. I'm so happy to be doing this. My plan, as I maybe have said in previous videos, that's a thing, I don't know what I've said already, and maybe this is the first one you're watching, randomly you've come across it. In case you don't know, in December of every year, and by every year I mean last year and now this year, and I do plan to do it going forward, I reread all my favorite books of the year to help me rank them. And this year I actually came up with a scale to do it by instead of just arbitrarily being like, oh, this one's my favorite, oh, this one, whatever. And so here is what that looks like. There are 5 questions I ask myself and I can rank them from 1 to 10. So there's 50 points total. And then I kind of fit them into a like a spreadsheet that I have so far. I will put a clip of where we're at so far, not a clip, like a picture over my face. I've read 14, I think, of them so far, and you can see kind of what my top ones are going into this. I still have about half of them to read, and the last vlog that I did was reading most of my historicals. I still have a couple of those left, but it was the historical romance readathon the week before last, or I don't know when you're seeing this, and I just decided to use that as the time to reread most of my historicals, which was great. But now I'm getting a little bit burned out with historicals, so it's time to go back to some dark romance. So it is Friday the 10th today. I'm not feeling super great. I'm actually home from work. I had a headache kind of spike pretty bad this morning, and it's still there just a little bit, but I had a break in it, so I decided to get my clips filmed for this. And if I keep feeling well, you'll see me again probably today, and if not, you know, you'll see me tomorrow. So the one I think I want to start with is going to be A Lesson in Blackmail by Katee Robichaux. This was like the second book I gave 6 stars last year. And something that I'm finding with the books I've read so far is that the ones that I gave 6 stars to, like just off the jump, were definitely ones that I like read right in the beginning of the year because I was just like, oh, this was so great. This is a 6-star book. You know, I just kind of jumped on it. But that's okay, because it's still fun to revisit these. And this is one that I'm very excited to reread. This is actually part of like, it was part of like a author group that did a series that was called, what was it called? It was called Black Mountain Academy, but it also crosses over with Club Alias by Katee Robichaux, which I haven't read any of those. But this book, I remember, this was recommended by Heather from Booktube. And when she explained the book to me, I was like, I have to have it because it is a student teacher, kind of. Okay, there's actually only like, I think, a 4-year difference between them. And she's actually the school librarian, and he is the 18-year-old, and his family is one of the like founding families of this academy. And he really likes to kind of bully her. Like, he kind of bullies her. And then he follows her one day after work, and he discovers that she is a submissive at a sex club. And he decides he's going to blackmail her into teaching him to be her dom. It is actually not as dark as it sounds. There still are some trigger warnings for this, but the blackmail-y part of this is not as much blackmail as you think. This book, I remember being so sweet, and their relationship was so beautiful. There's like literally BDSM as healing in here. Like, Club Alias is a sex club that was started by, I believe he's a psychiatrist. And if you want a membership to the club, you have to have sessions with him to test, like not to test, but like to evaluate your mental state before you go. How cool is that? Like, I just remember it was amazing. I never got into Club Alias because there was so many books at the time. Maybe this will push me into being interested again, but this one's only like 175 pages, so I wanted to pick this one as one. This one also doesn't have an audiobook, so since I'm home today, we might as well go with this one. Then I don't know what else. Like, I think I might do I don't know if I want to do like a Serena Ackroyd or if I want to do Sophie Lark, or even like Daniel Laurie. Like, I haven't read these in a while, but I think I want to do a Mafia one. And definitely one of the ones I don't have an audiobook for, since I'm kind of stuck right now. Like, well, not stuck. What am I even saying? Since I'm not at work where I could listen to audiobooks all day, like, I can listen to audiobooks at home too. I do. What am I saying? The point being, I like to save the audiobooks for when I'm at work, because that's the easiest form to listen. And when I'm at home and I can physically read, it would be great. And also, I am like annotating a little bit these ones when I reread them. So, yeah. I've also had people ask me before to share how I annotate, and I feel like I can say that pretty easily. I can just tell you. I don't really pick out specific things when I'm annotating. There are two things that I'm looking for. Quotes that I really like, and sex scenes. That's it. That's literally it. I'm trying to get better because I plan to have a spice scale next year, and I'm nervous about being consistent with it. And that's why I haven't like shared my new spice scale yet. Like, I keep meaning to film a video about it, but I haven't really put it into practice. So I'm doing it with these books that I'm rereading. And so one of the factors in my spice scale is like how many sex scenes there are, and then like how intense that they are, and like what's happening in them. So that's it. You know, like this has more complicated going on with it, because when I reread The Bully, the last time I reread it, I was trying to figure out who the spy was. So these had meaning. Like pink, I think, was like relationship stuff. Green was just, I think, overall cool moments, and then orange were things that like pointed to the spy. When I did that, I think I even made like a note. Yeah, I did. Oh, look at me. Green were story points, orange was spy, pink was romance. So, but otherwise, when I'm just annotating whenever I do, because I don't really annotate that much, it's usually quotes that are cool and then sex scenes. Like literally that's it. So doing a video about how I annotate, that would be all that I had to say. So that's part of the reason why I don't make a video about annotating. I don't get that analytical about it. It's like, is their booty shaking, or is he saying something sexy? Like that's about it that I'm looking for. So there we go. I've done enough talking. I'm going to get to reading. If the day goes well, I'll check in again. Otherwise, we'll see you a different day when I'm feeling better. Okay? All right. Bye. It is Saturday morning, and the day after a migraine has to be the best day, because you just feel like a brand new person. Everything is fresh and alive, and you can just breathe so much more. Well, I'm wearing a nice contrasting red and black to my purple reddish hair today. I need to redye my roots, but literally I like don't want to. I'll do it soon because they're getting pretty bad. But I'm just having some breakfast right now. I'm getting ready to film my weekly videos, so I thought I would do a catch up here. I got through a lot of books yesterday, so that was nice. Even though, like I said, it was hard to read. It was actually listening that was difficult for some reason. I don't know what it was. It's all just fuck up when I have a migraine. But I finished a lesson in Blackmail, which of course that one was really quick. This was actually like, this one held up pretty good. I mean, it's still, you know, not going to be in the top 10 of my rereads, but it was not at the bottom like I was expecting. And I don't say that, again, I don't say that out of shade to this, because again, this is in my top books of the year, so I loved it. But as I said, I didn't know how well it would hold up since it was one of the first ones I read in the year and gave 6 stars. Like, it's just hard to know. But the emotional punch and like the definitely the unputdownableness that I rated on, this one definitely held up well to that, because it is really easy to binge through it. And honestly, like, it's so sweet. Like, it's really sweet. This though it's called A Lesson in Blackmail, I've said, like, there's very little actual blackmail happening. Like, there's really only the threat of blackmail in in the beginning of it. Like, the initial, like, getting his teacher to have him over to her house. They quickly realized that their kinks are going to be synced and that this could be amazing. So I really loved it. Oh. Need a blanket. I'm cooling down my living room because my apartment is either 1,000 degrees or it's cold. So I have the window cracked even though it's like 30 degrees out. So my feet are cold, but everything else is warm. But anyway, so I really like that. Then I ended up watching The Hating Game. So I'm just going to throw this in here since this is a reading vlog and this has to do with books. So, confession, I've never read The Hating Game. It just kind of like missed me. And then based on some friends' advice who, like, you know, we kind of read the same thing. They were like, yeah, it's okay. It's cute. It probably won't be your favorite. It's nothing you haven't like read before. And that's true. I've definitely read a ton of like office hate, office competition books. And I kind of wanted to have them. And then like when the movie was coming and everyone was like rereading it, I was like, you know, I would kind of like to have a movie where I don't have to compare it to anything and just see how I like it as a film, and see from there. And so I had a great time. It's really hard to kind of like wrap myself around this, but the things that made this good for me were that it didn't have quite the same level of cheese factor that I've come to expect from book to film adaptations. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know there was some words that had to have been right out of the book, but there wasn't that same kind of feel where like, hey everybody, stop what you're doing, I'm about to say the words from the book, that happens sometimes in like 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight or those. And I know I'm using those as an example, but those were ones where I liked the book first. And so whenever in the film, whenever words from the book would be said, it would be this very like, oh, we're doing it, we're making the fans happy type of thing, you know? And yeah, so from the POV of someone who didn't read the books, I still thought it was sexy and cute. The thing that most people are saying, book lover or not, this movie was rated R, okay? This movie was rated R. I don't know why. I didn't notice, even some people are like, well, maybe it was the swearing. I didn't even notice that much swearing at all. I don't know, maybe I'm desensitized to it. And there was only one like ass cheek, like, and not even like, it was a side view of Josh's ass. Otherwise all the sex scenes were fade to black, which I strangely wasn't mad about. But talking to my friend, they said there was only one full sex scene in the book too, but the sexual tension was there for sure. Like, Lucy and Josh had great sexual tension in this, and like the kiss in the elevator and anytime they were making out, ooh, it was good. So yeah, and yeah, like it worked for me really well. So I give it like an 8 out of 10 because I mean, it was cute, but I didn't bring any baggage with, you know, I just liked it. So yeah, so then the next book in my rereading that I started is I started Broken Vow. Just in getting ready this morning, I'm already like 100 pages in. I have my Raylan mug that I'm drinking my chai latte out of. I got that in the last vlog. If you saw, I ordered it from Sophie's merch store. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish my breakfast and then I will film my weekly wrap up, and I'm going to try to film one other video. And then I need to stop because I have a Christmas party today. My friends have an annual Christmas party and today's the best day to do it. So I have to go over there for like lunchtime, and I'll probably be there for a few hours. So yeah, that'll be what's my day is like. And then when I come home, we'll see if I can film another video or what's going to happen. So there we go. Thanks so much, and I'll check in later. Well, hello. I don't usually do checkups in the near dark. Wow, which direction do I need to go? There we go. But I have my Christmas lights on in my room
while I'm reading, and so this is what we have going on, but it's one of my bookshelves, but it's okay. It's a new location for once, so what more can I say, right? So I finished my reread of Broken Vow, and it was the bestest. Raylan and Riona are just my favorite. They're my favorite couple by Sophie Lark, like, for sure. This will probably be my highest rated book by her, because I don't remember how the bully or the spy could, like, beat some certain feelings that I have about this one. I don't know. It just really personally works for me so much. Yeah, the connection between them and the way that Raylan is able to be, like, commanding and teasing and pushes her buttons without being extra dominant. Like I said, it's in there and it'll come out when it needs to. But they are so much of a compliment to each other, you know? And he's so dreamy, and he's a cowboy, and they ride horses, and he ties her up once and spanks her, and I love all those things. But there's also this quote, and it's the quote that I'm picking from the book, where she's feeling trapped, which he's not trapping her into anything, but she's feeling it because she's falling in love, and that feels like a trap to her, because she swore that she'll never get married or have children. And he says to her, he's like, I don't want to trap you. I want to unleash you. I want to set you free. I want to show you who you really are. And I love it. And I also love that Raylan would totally be the one to make the grand gesture for her. Like, he would. But Sophie knows, like we know, that Riona needs to be the one to make the grand gesture, because Raylan has been so accommodating for her and done everything for her, and his family, they need him and they want him home, and her family loves her. And one of the realizations she comes to in this book is that her family does love her and appreciate her. But that doesn't mean that she should defer her happiness to give them what they want. And I love that she's the one who makes the big move so that they can be together. I love it so much. So I won't say too much else, since, again, really low lighting in here and everything, but I think the next audiobook I will start is Dead Man Walking. I downloaded that one the day that Giana Darling released them. I'm so happy that that audiobook came out in time for me to reread. And then the physical book I'm going to reread, is The Darkest Temptation by Danielle Laurie, because there isn't an audiobook for that one yet. But right now I am reading a book that is not a reread. I'm reading Obsessed by Ivy Smoke. So I'm going to get back to that. And tomorrow is Sunday, and I will get back to my rereads. So catch you later.
Hello. We're back in our normal recording place for these vlogs. Sorry, I'm all nasty. I just got home from the gym, and I shoved some chicken tacos in my gob because I'm always starving after the gym. But I'll go over some reading updates after I open some presents, because I got some presents. Actually, the first one I'm going to open, these actually aren't for me. They're presents I ordered for my best friends, not YouTube people, so I'm not spoiling anyone's gift or anything. But for two of my best friends back home, I ordered these for them, and I'm kind of in love with them. So I ordered from Fugly Barbie for them. And so I ordered a Pride and Prejudice one. It's on a black sweater, so I'll show it. So it just says Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So cute. Just gonna put it back in its baggie and everything. And then for my other friend, I ordered a Mr. Darcy shirt. Oops. That says, "You have bewitched me, body and soul." And it's got like the retro look to it. I just love it. And it's one of the like long ones. And then I also got them candles that are Jane Austen candles. So I thought that would be fun. It's still like a bookish gift, but it's like books that they actually like. So anyway, those are presents I bought for other people. And now I have some. Wow, this one's taped up really well. One of these I know is from Tori. And I was seeing other people get their presents today, so I was hoping this would be here. She had it in this super pretty pink packaging. So let's see what's in here. Oh my gosh, cute. Okay, open presents before the card, it says. Okay. So there's two cute little ones here. Okay, one of them is almost. Ooh. Catherine Greel. Wild Song. Oh my god. Look at this shiny cover and this step back. Oh my gosh. So cute. Oh lordy. Oh my god. Oh my god. She got me an autographed copy of Elizabeth Hoyt, of my favorite book of the year. Oh my gosh. That is fucking beautiful. All right, this card got a little bit smushed. Tori, thank you so much. Okay, see if I can get this. Peace on Earth. It's cute. I'll probably read this to myself. Oh, you are the sweetest. I love you so much, my friend. I love this. A little glitter bomb for me. Thank you. Oh, that is so special. Yeah, she said, I'm sorry it doesn't have the step back, but it's still really cute. It is a very nice condition though, and you're right. I don't mind at all. I definitely have a couple copies with winter in the back, but this is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, my friend, so much. Okay, so there's that one. And then this other one is an Amazon one, so I don't know who this is from. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, snap. Yes. Let's see who sent this to me. Who is this from? Oh, it's from Tiffany. Well, thank you, my sweetness. She sent me Her Soul for Revenge. I was hoping that I would get this from someone for Christmas. Wow. Where are the title pages? Oh, look at the title pages of this. They're so beautiful. Thank you, Tiffany. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. Let's see it with both of them together. That is gorgeous. Yay! All right. So there's some beautiful gifts for my collection. So what, I want to say that. What have I been reading? So I can't remember what was in my last clip because I didn't look. But yesterday I read The Darkest Temptation, which is book 3 in the Maid series by Daniel Laurie, and this book really held up good for me. I'm really happy. I wasn't sure how it would, because as I've said in previous vlogs for this series, for the series of vlogs that I'm doing, some of the books that I read at the beginning of the year I gave 6 stars to. I probably wouldn't give 6 stars to them now. So I have some spice stuck in my throat from my tacos. But this one, I definitely would still have given this one 5 stars, and there are some aspects of it that, like, the story is very well set up. Their relationship has a very interesting arc, particularly for the heroine. Like, this is one where the heroine is so frustrating in the beginning because she's so naive. But she's 19, she's spoiled, she has never been fully explained what her family's world is, you know? And so ignorance is bliss in some degree, and she wants to go to Russia to find out more about her family and where she comes from, and she falls right into her captor's hands, who wants to punish her father for bad things that he's done. And she literally falls right into his hands and into his lap without thinking things through. And yeah, it is a pretty dark captive, but it also, like, starts darker than you'd expect, and it wasn't, I don't know, it was so interesting. And there's this one, like, turning point scene between them where the hero, like, goes too far with something and not actually like a physical something. Like, there is this situation that they find themselves in, and the hero is, like, punishes her, but not in the sense of, like, you know, the fun punishments. He locks her out of his heart in a very specific sense. I don't want to, like, spoil anything because this is a, you know. And the hero immediately regrets it and then is like, yeah, but can I take it back? And I think it's one of his men is like, yes, you can take it back, because if you don't take it back, you're gonna fucking regret it. And it's that real, like, come to Jesus moment, for lack of a better word, where he realizes that the woman means more than his revenge does, you know? And I love those moments when our hero hits them, you know? So, yeah. Also, lots of rough sex in this one. Some good stuff in here. So, yeah, this actually rated higher than I thought I would. And I'm glad I got to reread this. And it definitely hyped me up for more of her books. There was just an update from Danielle Laurie. She's working on this one book that I think it's called, like, My Husband's Mistress. Is that what it's called? My Husband's Mistress, which I'm very nervous about because I believe that book has cheating in it. But interesting. And then Maid number 4 is supposed to be out next year too, which I can't remember what that one's going to be called. But anyway. So yeah, this was good. Then I started the audiobook for Dead Man Walking. And then I did listen to some of this at work today. So I'm just past 50% into this one, and I want to make some good progress on this one tonight. This one was my very first 6-star book that I rated for 2021. And so this one I was very interested to see how I still feel about it. And I am still really liking it. I was saying to Crystal earlier today that it's very interesting to me because Priest is a psychopath. And he's one of the first psychopaths that I read, because this has kind of been a year of falling in love with psychopaths. And yeah, this was one of the first times that, this was one of the first times that I'd read one. And so it really imprinted with me, is what I would say, you know. I like the really sexy times. I like the possessiveness. I like that Bia is a student of psychology, and so she knows that he's a psychopath, and she knows that once he connects with her, she will become his obsession, and she very much wants that to be a thing, because he is a psychopath, but he also is a psychopath who has connections to people, you know, like his brothers, the fallen, like they mean something to him, so he's not completely rudderless. But he does have a lot of issues we have to unpack, and like doing naughty things, and okay, doing sacrilegious things, doing blasphemous things, like really turns him on. And that's an interesting mix because Bia is pretty religious, and her father is a pastor, or her grandfather is a pastor, and she really loves him. And so she has Priest, this psychopath who is slowly connecting with her. But then she also has a real serial killer who is coming after her and using her in his sick game. So she's kind of at the crosshairs of these two evils. So yeah, so that's where we're at with that. I'm going to take my shower now and yeah, enjoy the rest of my night. So we'll check in soon. Alrighty, it's another day after work. I mean, you guys can see right why I don't always do reading vlogs, because literally these are the only places that I am. Yes, I do have the kitchen light on. I'm making dinner. I'm just doing some chicken meatballs with pasta and tomato chunks. So not quite like a spaghetti, but it's gonna be good. So I have that cooking, and I thought I'd do a quick update. Either this clip or the next one will probably be the last clip for this reading vlog. Because one of the things I realized too is that the next Saturday is Christmas, and I probably won't be filming on that day. So I'll maybe try to have, I mean, I should be close to having my books done by then too, because I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only have 10 left, which is kind of crazy. So where am I at right now? I did finish Dead Man Walking. And I'm pretty sure I said this in the last clip. This was my first 6-star book of the year, and I definitely can tell why I was very wowed by this book. Giana, darling, she is very like awe-inspiring with how she writes her books. She is able to paint a beautiful picture, like she really is. But this is a lot to like reread. And once you like know kind of the arc of the characters, it can just be like a lot. Like it can be kind of draining. So this was still good. Didn't crack the top 10 at this point, but I mean, I still love this series and I can't wait to see who's next. And I believe there was a Christmas anthology that just came out that has like a short story. I think it's about curtains. So I might check that out. So there was that one. Then I went ahead and just quickly finished my reread of The Bully. So I actually had started annotating The Bully right before The Spy came out. So I had just a little less than half of it to finish, and I didn't need to start from the beginning because I'd read this book twice already and then I was annotating it. So I just started from where I was. Still managed to make me cry a couple of times. Really loved this. And then those of you who follow me on Instagram, which please follow me on Instagram if you do, I post more like daily updates on there in my story and everything. And I was hoping that by rereading these books, I would discover which of Sophie Lark's that I liked the most. And literally, I rated Broken Vow and The Bully exactly the same. For different point reasons, like the different like categories were higher than others, but they equaled out to the same. So I still don't know who my favorite one is, but this was just so much fun. Then I did Annie's Song. This one I knew would be a tough reread, not just because of what the story's about. I mean, in case you don't know, Annie is a deaf young woman. She's 20 years old, and she went deaf when she was like 5 years old. She had a really high fever and she went deaf. But her family, because there is some madness in their family that was hereditary, they think that she went mad. And so they really like hide her away, but at the same time, they let her kind of do whatever she wants. And she ends up being raped. And she gets pregnant from that rape. And the older brother of the man who raped her, he finds out. He's absolutely horrified. And he appeals to her parents to let him marry her and take care of her while she's pregnant, because they want to send her away, basically, so that it won't ruin the father's political career, which is just fucking shit, but that's how it is. This takes place, by the way, in 1890 in Oregon. Yeah, so it's a historical, beautiful step back. And while Alex has her living with him, he starts to realize that she's not mad. She's perfectly sane. And he's falling in love with her. So this was good. This was really tough to reread. This is also going to be a Rake Appreciation Society February read. So I'm glad that I reread that, and I'll maybe skim it when we get closer to that again.
So then currently I am almost done. I'm almost done rereading Neon Gods. I got through a good portion of this at work today. I'm really loving this reread so much. Classic Hades and Persephone retelling. This book really gave Katee Robert just the boost that she deserves. And in my opinion, and I've read a good chunk of her books, I've by no means read all of them, this is some of her best work. Particularly, I think, because Sourcebooks did a really great job with the editing and like the just helping focus her a little better. Because a lot of her indie published stuff is very like formulaic. It's a formula I love, which is why she's one of my favorite authors, but it is a formula that's not necessarily eye-catching for new readers, as you would say. But this one, particularly too, like TikTok just blew this up. And Katee Robert is very good at being consistent, but then when she has boosts of notoriety, to be able to make something of that, so that when she, you know, maybe won't be as popular again, she has created a new like fan base that's going to follow her. And if you follow her on Twitter, which I can't always, like, I've actually deleted Twitter from my phone because I cannot be in that toxic environment. But when I do go on there on my computer to like post book content, I really enjoy some of the tweets she does where she will talk about what she does to capitalize on her fame, because she's been doing this for a long time and she has not always been as popular as she is. And she's been taking care of her family with that. And like during COVID, when her husband wasn't able to work, she was making some good money for them. So anyway, I think when I'm done with this one, I have two options that are floating around. I may do the reread of The Spy, because that's another big one that I don't have an audiobook for. I also have Filthy Rich and Filthy Sex. Filthy Rich I have an audiobook for, but Filthy Sex I don't. And so I want to reread Filthy Rich before I reread Filthy Sex. So I don't know. And then also at some point I need to start A Court of Silver Flames, because that is the biggest one I have left. And I do have an audiobook for that. So I don't know where we go. I'll probably do one of the physical books. I'll probably start tonight. And then maybe I'll start Silver Flames at work tomorrow. That could be a good one to listen to when I'm at work. So anyway, I do have another package to open here. So let's see who sent me a Christmas present. Ooh. Oh, Nike's about to know who sent this. Oh wait, where's the... I'm excited about this. Yes. Okay. This said, this one looks so interesting. It needs Jenn's seal of approval before I try it, though. Hope you like it. Okay. I know which one she meant about that. Did she send me a note for Flo, though? Yes. And then sending you this beauty because you need to complete your set. Perfect. These are from my big sis, and I'll show you what they are. So she sent me Flo, which thank you so much. Now I do have the complete set of the Grip trilogy. This is the little shorty that comes at the beginning. It's when they first meet and have their like first kiss. So yay! Oh my god, I love Grip and Bristol so much. And then Stealing Cinderella by A. Zavarelli. So funny story, Crystal, which I will tell you this in a message too. This was a retelling of, there was a series that like Kay Webster, A. Zavarelli, I forgot all the other authors that they were a part of where they did retelling. So this is a dubious consent, like captor captive. Cinderella has evil stepsisters, and there's a legit prince, and he like steals her to have her as his like plaything. So I don't know if you'll like it, Crystal. I'd actually have to reread it. It's been quite a while, but I loved this recovering of it. So I had to take it. But it was a part of this series where there was these dark fairy tale retellings. So thank you so much for this gift, though. I'm very excited to reread it. It's been a long time. So thank you so much to my big sis. She sent me some more books for my collection. Yay! All right, that's it. I'm going to get my food and get my read on, and we'll talk soon. All right, hey, hi, how are you? We're going to wrap this vlog up because I realized that I have a lot of clips for this vlog number 3. I'm planning to
in the 4th vlog be able to get through the rest of all the books, but I just wanted to check in with where I'm at right now, and then we will, you know, be done with this one here and start on the next one. It's just gonna be so great. I literally like set up in my room just so that I wouldn't look like I sit in the exact same spot every day when I get home, because I do that. But I did finish Neon Gods by Katee Robert. This was one that, it was very fun to reread this because I got to read an arc of this, you know, like 4 months before everyone else got their hands on it. So I was so excited for everyone to get it, but I was not aware of the level of hype and enjoyment that people would get out of this book. There are some people I can tell that thought it was overhyped, and you would notice that by the Goodreads rating, which is like 3.78 or something. It's definitely fallen a lot, but I just love that so many people have read Neon Gods, and I've read Electric Idol. I think some people are going to love that one even more, especially because, you know, Hades and Persephone has been done by pretty much anyone ever who's done a Greek mythology like retelling. Like, this is the story that they do, and I understand. I'm here for it because I love it as well. I've read probably 15 to 20 Hades and Persephone retellings. This is not my favorite one I've ever read, but it was just, it had so much of what Katee Robert brings to romance in this, and the fact that it was done by Source Books and, you know, is just readily available in Barnes & Noble. I love that. And I feel like Neon Gods is actually one of the books that was at the forefront of Book Talk, and like was getting books from Book Talk put into Barnes & Noble. So I love that. So yeah, I am halfway through The Spy, but like I said, I didn't want to wait till I finished that one to put it in here. So that will be in the next one. I have 11 books left to review. I have decided, I think there is actually 2 that I probably won't complete the reread for. I should be able to grade them well enough. So we'll see what I do in that one, but I want to be done with these by the time we get to Christmas. So that's another reason why I'm kind of pushing myself forward, is I want to be done with these by Christmas so that I can kind of think about it. And when I'm home on Christmas break, I want to be able to film my favorites video. So there's that. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning into this vlog. I know that when you do a vlog series, each video tends to get less and less attention. So if you made it all the way to the end of this one, give me a nice blue heart, because it's freaking cold in here right now and I'm a little icicle coming in from outside. And make sure you like this video if you made it here, if you haven't already, because yeah, these, when you do a vlog series, each one you put out gets like less and less people pay attention, and these are a lot of work, and people say they want me to do more vlogs in 2022, and part of the reason I stopped doing vlogs is that people were not watching them because not everybody likes them. So if you like a vlog, make sure you like it, okay? I got to do a little bit of social blackmail. That's what I got. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.